LSU has passed UConn as the favorite to win the Women's National Championship in 2024. Is this justified? Well, in this video, I am going to take a look at this matchup in depth, player by player, to see if Vegas has it right, or more importantly, the betting public. If you are not aware, after LSU won the championship, the early lines came out and UConn were the prohibitive favorites at plus 500. Now on FanDuel, Iowa and LSU were tied for second favorite, both paying out plus 700. But oh, how things changed quickly in the transfer portal era of basketball. LSU now looks ridiculously loaded with the signing of HVL, and they will be an even bigger monster if they're able to land Anisha Morrow. It is pretty clear that the betting public has jumped on this excitement, as LSU has now gone down to the prohibitive favorite, as they are now paying plus 450 and UConn is plus 600. Now, has the public gotten it right in terms of driving down the price for LSU that they'll pay out, or is UConn undervalued? So let's do a deep dive on UConn's roster and how it matches up to LSU. First, the offseason losses for UConn. They lost two pieces from last year's team who were drafted in the recent WNBA draft, which is Lou Lopez-Seneschal and Dorka Juhas. An unfortunate side note, it looks like Lou Lopez-Seneschal is continuing to struggle with the knee injury that she aggravated in the tournament, as she's been forced to sit out training camp and will be reevaluated by the Wings medical staff. And that leads us to the topic of health. That's always a big topic in stores over the past two seasons. First, the big win appears for UConn to be that there have not been any reported surgeries following the season. So last year at this time, Beckers underwent an ankle surgery and Ducharme was having hip surgery as well, a labral repair. So that's the good news. Beckers seems to be on track with a recovery from ACL surgery. You would think she's about a month or two away from starting to do individual skill sessions with the coaches, and then she'll progress, and she should be able to progress into regular training by the time season starts. She'll be 12 months removed when they restart training again for the 23-24 season. Now, AZ Fudd seems to be on track as well. She was at the recent Kelsey Plum dog camp, and she seemed to be moving and putting weight through her knee and doing step throughs and things like that. It was noted that it was a damn bulky knee brace that she's wearing, so she's being protective of this knee. I wonder if she will shed that brace before the season starts, and that's just to wear over the interim to make sure she doesn't retweak it. Now, Ducharme should be recovered from her head and neck issues that she struggled with all season. So the big three, if you like, could be fully recovered and ready to go in 23-24. In addition, the 2022 number 5 rated recruit, of course, Ice Brady, will be returning as well, as she started practicing towards the end of last season. She started training with the team again. She'd recovered from her patella dislocation. They had to go in to clean up I assume they had to clean up the undersurface of the patella as she roughed it up when she dislocated it. But she seems to be on track and no reported any additional issues. So health-wise, UConn appears on track. The only concern really is, are these players, have they just been unlucky, or are they injury prone? And nobody knows. It's concerning that a number of their injuries, like Fudd, well, not last season for Fudd, but Becker's injury last season, and then the one prior to that with Fudd with her foot, and then Ducharme with her hip, those have been all non-contact injuries. So does that mean they're injury prone? Not necessarily. You got to remember Sue Bird and a hell of a lot of other players have had ACL recons. It's just the nature of women's college basketball, unfortunately. So I'm an optimist. I'm hoping that they will be or remain healthy for next season. So in my tail of the tape, if you like, against LSU, I'm going to presume UConn health and hoping for that as well. So here we go. So in the backcourt, the matchups would be Becker versus HVL, which that would be fun to watch. And then Fudd versus Flage as well. You'd have Mule off the bench. The recruit as well. You have KK Arnold off the bench, versus Michaela Williams, and then LSU obviously has Poa and Poole coming off the bench as well. So overall, I think the backcourt is a win for UConn. I think they have the slight edge. Again, this is presuming health, that they all come back healthy and going well. I would take Beckers over HVL. And as well, I really want to see what a healthy Fudd can do. I don't know if we're going to see that or not, but definitely want to see it. Now, in the front court, I would have thought I would go with LSU, but I'm not so sure after sort of looking at this. So UConn would go in the front court. UConn would probably have Descharme at small forward, Aaliyah Edwards at power forward. Edwards obviously had a breakout year last season, averaging just over 16 points and 9 rebounds. Gina Auriemma set her the goals of less turnovers and staying out of foul trouble. She struggled with that at the end of last season. But you'd expect from her just coming back stronger and better. The key piece for UConn's 23-24 season might be, now this is a bit out of left field, but the incoming Egyptian recruit, Jaina El Alfi. Now, she has the potential to slide into the spot that was vacated by Dorka. She's long at 6'4", but she's also able to play a stretch 5, and she's able to shoot. She was on the Egyptian under-18 national team. She's played. Her dad's a coach. She has a lot of potential as well. She should be able to hit the ground running, as she enrolled at UConn in the winter and allowed her to practice throughout the season's final 3 months, giving her a chance to sort of adjust to the college game and the intensity of UConn practice in their system. So you would hope that she settles in well. As well, UConn obviously has Aubrey Griffin, who recovered well from her back surgery the previous season, and she started 30 of the games last year. So she could wind up keeping her starting spot. It'll be interesting to see if she remains a starter or if she'll have to come off the bench behind El Alfrey, or if Ice Brady will look to claim her spot as well. Brady is 6'3". She's a smooth shooting lefty, and she can work inside and outside as well. So they have a lot of talent up front. Now as well, I think it might be a good sign for UConn recent portal information. Now this is one where they didn't get a player. I think Lauren Gustin, who entered the portal to explore her options, has opted out of the portal and returned to BYU. On paper, Gustin was a good fit for UConn. I wonder if they spoke and really, she was given the word, if you come to UConn, you're really not going to play at all, based on what they're seeing from Ice Brady and El Alfrey. Now, 100% speculation on my part, but I wonder if that's why she went back to BYU and, opted out of the portal, if you like. So LSU is obviously no slouch in the front court as well, especially if they get Anissa Morrow. But in the front court, they'd have Samaya Smith, Angel Reese, as well, their new recruit, DeRosso, the 6'5" one. And again, if they get Morrow. So UConn has Descharme, Edwards, Griffin, Brady, and El Alfrey. So I think they're pretty even up front. I could see Edwards and Angel Reese canceling each other out. Smith as well, I could see them bringing in Griffin to match up against her as well, Ice Brady. And then I wonder, it seems like El Alfrey and Del Rosso are quite similar as well. So the 8 that LSU would probably have or play like the 8-man or 8-person rotation, if you like, would be HVL, Falage, Samaya Smith, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Del Rosso, Michaela Williams, Poole, Poa, and Morrow, potentially Morrow. We'll see what happens there. I still think she's going to South Carolina. Versus UConn, which would be Becker, Fudd, Descharme, Griffin, Edwards, El Alfrey, Mole, and KK Arnold. Again, if UConn is healthy, they are seriously loaded as well. They've just announced that they're going to do a preseason European trip. I think that will be fantastic for them. That will allow Geno to blend in all the parts and everything. This team, again, hoping for health and assuming that they will remain healthy. I think they are, even as the number 2 favorite to win it all, I think they're a bit undervalued. They would be my number 1 favorite. So what do you think? And is the thought of a healthy UConn just a pipe dream? Anyway, leave your poison and comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. If you like the content, then please like and subscribe to my channel.